Hello, this is Roland. Welcome. Today I'm going to continue reading from the Khaboris Manuscript, the Sermon on the Mount. Let's begin where I left off last time, which is Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of your deceiving prophets, who come unto you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. By their fruits you will know them. Would you pick grapes from thorns or dates from thistles? For every good tree brings forth its beautiful fruits, but an evil tree brings forth its evil fruits. A good tree cannot produce evil fruits, nor can an evil tree produce good fruits. Every tree which does not bring forth good fruits is cut down and cast into fire. Therefore, by their fruits you will know them. It is not everyone who says to me, Lord, my Lord, that will enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who serves the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, my Lord, did we not prophesy through your name, and through your name clean out demonic minds, and through your name perform many miracles? And I will thereafter confess unto them, I never knew you. Keep away from me, you work wickedness. Well, again you see the decisiveness. He says, a good tree brings forth good fruit, and a bad tree brings forth evil fruit. And a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, and an evil tree cannot bring forth good fruit. See how decisive that is? See, when it comes to the important things in life, life is very decisive. Each moment can be subtle. And that's why you need the inner light. You need guidance. Remember Christ said, he said when he told them before he was going to be crucified, perhaps, yes, before he was going to be crucified, he told them, he said, you know, when they pull you before authorities and hearings and things, he said, don't pre-plan what you're going to say. He said, the Holy Spirit will guide you as to what to say. So the moment can be subtle, but life itself is decisive. In other words, you can't be, like an egg can't be a little bit rotten. Okay, it's either rotten or it's not rotten. It's either pure or it's impure. So at a certain point in our lives, we have to make a commitment. Now, God allows us quite a bit He gives us a lot of rope. He gives us a lot of freedom. Because He wants us, if we make mistakes, He wants us to see in His light our mistakes, and then begin to realize that we've erred, and then willingly choose the right way. So most people, maybe all people, when they're young, they make mistakes, sometimes a lot of mistakes. But as they get older, then having made all these mistakes and realized the results of it, well, now they are ready to make a commitment to do right. The commitment to do right is not a commitment to do good works. See, if you have the right intent and you are willing to follow what you know in your heart, then the good will come forth. It'll come through you because of your obedience to what you know in your heart, you see. So you don't set a goal of doing good works, because then it'll be a thing of pride, a thing of ego. It'll bring frustration, resentment, see, effort. See, what you need is not a commitment to do good works, but a commitment to do the Father's will. And how do you do that? A commitment to to following your intuition, what you know in each moment, and to bring it forth, what's given to you in the moment, and which is living it. See, living it. But you can't. But the commitment part is, it's like meditating. Okay. The meditation, if you begin meditation, proper meditation, which is a meditation that brings you to the inner light, brings you up out of you're being lost in daydreams and pipe dreams and imagination and planning and scheming and worrying and lost down there. It brings you up to reality. And when you're in reality, then you're closer to the inner light, what you wordlessly know, by which you wordlessly know what, in your heart what's right. And then close to it, then you can begin to function properly. Because from it, you'll realize in the moment what is right. Or you'll realize what's not right. And then if you see what's not right, you just don't go that way. Okay? And if something is right, then you go that way. See how simple that is? Well, it brings you up to being closer to the light, so you'll know the truth. Now, in order to know the truth, you have to be willing to see your own wrongs, because that's the first thing you're going to see. See, so some people who begin phony meditations or false meditation, or begin meditation with a completely wrong attitude, they want something, all they want is to preserve their ego and save face and feel good about themselves the way they are. Okay? And have peace of mind, and they want a peace apart from God. They want a peace apart from God. It doesn't require anything of them. See? They may not mind doing all kinds of things to appear good in other people's eyes, but you remember what Christ said about that. No, it's not good enough. See? Not good enough. So, but those types of people, often the first thing they feel is peace, and they feel like they're one with nature, or one with the universe, or, you see, it's just another way of losing themselves in a false peace, losing themselves in beauty, or losing themselves in something. Okay? And not facing the truth, which the first truths that you see are always negative. There's something about yourself that is not so good. So if the first truths that you see are positive and wonderful and make you feel warm and cozy and good about everything and feel like you're one with the universe, well, you've been deceived again. See, once more you've been deceived. But if you start meditating properly, and then you begin to see your own mistakes, that you hated your mom, that you resented your dad, that you were phony with people, that you talked behind their back, or see, things like that, that you were selfish. You begin to see those and you regret what you see in the light. Well, then that's the real deal. Okay? But you have to be committed. That's what we're talking about now. You can't be a little bit this and a little bit that. You can't be a little bit of the good tree and a little bit of the bad tree. Remember we said it's very decisive. Okay? So how does this commitment manifest to do what's right? Well, it manifests by doing your meditation. See, there's something about the proper meditation that brings you to the light of reality, where you see the truth, and it's humbling. You see your own wrong, you see your own nothingness. You see that you don't really know anything, and you see that what you've done has not made things better. See, you see that. You see your own selfishness. You see all of that. But if you see it in the light and don't resent what you see, well, then those are the first truths for you. Okay? That's reality. But you see, most people never get to that point because they don't want that. They don't want to see their own wrongs. Most people don't want to admit they're wrong. Okay? They want something to assure them and reassure them that they're right, just fine the way they are. So, we were talking about being committed. to do what's right. Well, then begins with the meditation, where you begin the meditation every first thing in the morning. You do the meditation, then maybe at noon, maybe in the evening for 5 minutes, and then you keep doing it. See, you can't do the meditation for a few days and stop, or for a month and then stop. See, it's not good. It's not good. See, you can't mess around with such things. So you start, and then stick with it. Okay, stick with it. Okay, and don't expect, when you start meditating, don't expect, the sky opening up and, trumpets sounding and lights appearing and, angels coming down, and don't expect anything like that, okay? Don't expect you're going to be a wonderful, saintly person either. See, when you come back to reality, well, you realize it's just humbling, and you see that you're basically. So you see your nothingness in light of His greatness. You see your own resentments and impatience and judgments of other people in the light of His love. See, His love feels bad when we see our own wrong in His great love. Okay? Well, just see that. Just see that you have been trying to save yourself, and you have been putting on an act for people, or even putting on an act for God, and see that you are selfish, and realize your own helplessness to change yourself. See? Realize your helplessness. Okay? So it's very humbling. See? And it's chastising. And just see that. Okay? And if you feel a little pain and then a little grief for seeing your own wrong, something you did that was not right, like hating your mom, or screaming and being mean to your child, that sort of thing. Resenting your husband, things like that. Then when you see something like that, just bear the pain of seeing it. Sometimes it's a lot of pain. And let that pain refine into sadness. Okay? Sadness. Seeing your own wrong and realizing you can't change yourself, but regretting what you see. Being sorry about what you see about yourself. Okay? But you also realize that you're seeing it in God's light. Okay? And then that sadness will refine into relief. It's like a catharsis. I talked about that yesterday. It's like a catharsis. It's a great relief to finally come clean, admit you're wrong, instead of putting on an act. Admit you're a nothing, and then just be a nothing for a while, instead of being a big, thinking you were something which was really a nothing. Now you are a nothing. You'll be a nothing, but you're a nothing in God's light, made by God's light. See, but then He will take that nothing, and with that nothing, He will do good with it. See? He will, in various steps, He will bring you to, through repentance and reconciliation, to rebirth, renewal. See? All these wonderful things will come. And then you will then begin to grow. See? Your new self will begin to grow in His light, And then you'll become a something. Not the phony something you used to be, but now a real something. But a real something that knows that it's being changed in God's light, and that the good, that whatever good comes is from Him. Okay? So, I hope you enjoyed today's little lecture on the Sermon on the Mount, and I hope to see you in my next video on the Sermon on the Mount, Lord willing.